Hello, hello. Peaceful Sunday hello to all you wisdom walkers out there. This is Jojo Maria and Saroma coming to you with my New Year's annual message for 2026. Yeah. And as always, before I get totally started, I want to take a moment and honor the ancestors. Yes. And I invite you to also honor your ancestors. I always start with Melodom and Sabon Fusome, but I also include my family members who have passed on, my friends, and even celebrities that I'm very connected to, like Louis Armstrong and Josephine Baker. So I invite you to speak the names of your ancestors and join me as I do this invocation. Creator, Mother, Father, God, Source, all the one, all that is, may the ancestors hear our prayers. Ancestors, 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 we call out to you at the opening of 2026 and thank you for guiding us safely through our personal and collective challenges during 2025. And now give us access, easy access to the wisdom we have gained and enable us to use that wisdom as we enter a new chapter on our never ending journey of self mastery. Enable us to become peaceful citizens and stewards of this new earth, daring greatly to live out our new narratives and knowing that these are divinely scripted for ourselves and for our world. This year, we again ask and thank you for granting us access to our higher timeline, where we know that unconditional love is the ultimate reward for our self mastery, and that happy endings are our birthright, and we can learn to experience them daily. And most importantly, ancestors, thank you for continuing to enable us to move forth from the dark ages of modernity by placing our heads below our hearts, valuing people over profits, and always choosing love over fear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amen. Ashe. So, Sa Shinka Bismillah. And so it is. So, happy New Year again, Wisdom Walkers. January 2026 is the first water month within the final water year of this decade. Last year, as we practiced and shared our self mastery skills, we went deeper into our experience, understanding, and acceptance of the new earth consciousness, being able to really know that there is that fifth dimensional energy waiting for us to access. This month, we get prepared for a new chapter of healing, growth, and evolution, both personally and collectively as we are in this age of Aquarius. My annual New Year's message is my contribution to your preparation. As always, I share information, wisdom, and insights from the African Dagara Spirituality, sacred numerology, and Chinese astrology. I want to thank you for tuning in to expand your awareness about the energies of 2026. Yeah, yeah. And I have a feel good, a really feel good energy about 2026 because when you go so far down, there you do have to start coming back up. 25 was like, it was amazing. But everything in right purpose. But I am feeling very um, excited for what 2026 can bring, especially because of the energies that it is holding. Um, and I think that we're going to really be able to move forward wiser, stronger, and more able, yeah, to discern what's real and what's not. Absolutely. There's Daphne. Hey, good to see you there. So let me begin with a quote from Chun Yi Lin. And this man he's now a grand master Qigong teacher from China. He wrote a book called Born a Healer. And he believes that everybody is a healer, as I do too, and that there should be a healer in every home, and that everybody really needs to participate in it for themselves and also, of course, helping out others. So, hey, Juanita, nice to know you're here. So, listen to what Chun Yi Lin says when he did his energy forecast. He says 2026 marks a cosmic alignment that happens once every 60 years. Ancient wisdom tells us that every 6 decades, the energies of the universe align in a rare configuration, opening a portal where profound transformation becomes possible, where karma can be cleansed, where destiny can be rewrit, re, rewrit, rewritten. Oh God, see how powerful that message has got me. I can't talk. I'm jumbling over my words. Um, but Master Chun Yi Lin is, yeah, very reputable. He's the founder of Qigong, Spring Forest Qigong. Yeah, which I used when I was doing the Wisdom Walk program to keep myself in balance. And without it, I don't know what I would have done. It was one of the very important resources for me. So think about that. Think about the fact that the cosmos is aligned, like it gives us this energy to cleanse karma. That has to do with breaking those ancestral wounds open, breaking those cycles of ancestral pain, and about your destiny being rewritten. If you've got belief systems that have you locked in to what you know, you can really break out of that this year. Yeah. Yeah. So it's very, very exciting. I'm really excited. So I haven't finished bringing together the collective annual commitments for this year, but I will tell you that the theme for 2026 is having happy endings. And I will be, of course, going more into that and sharing what that really means and how we can do that. Yeah. So 2026, here we go. In the Dagara culture, this is a water year. So for people born in a year ending in a one or ending in a six, this is really a powerful year. I know several people that were born in 1966. So yeah, this is a really, really powerful year for people turning 60, and because that portal is opened. So here's the spiritual meaning of water called Kwan in the Dagara culture. 2026 is a water year, according to the Dagara cosmology. The last number of the year is 6, and the Dagara elders have provided this numbering system to link their ancient wisdom with our modern culture. The following information is from The Healing Wisdom of Africa, Finding Life Purpose Through Ritual Healing and Community by Malidoma Patrice Sommet, my dear teacher. And I got it from the soft covered version. If you have the book or are interested in it, in page 171 to 73. And so we find out that humans are essentially water. Water can claim us as her children. We can say that we come from Earth, but Earth didn't exist until water showed up. So water can lay claim to anything that is alive. Without water, nothing can be purified, nothing can be authentic. Wow. Just think about that for a minute. The importance of water to our living. And as you know, um, babies are born, I think it's like 99.6% water, you know. So we really are water creatures. Yeah. Hey Miranda. And then water calls us to inner peace. Water encourages a positive slowdown that permits one to notice things that are usually overlooked at high speed. And for this reason, water is associated with focus. The water person is slow, right, Juanita? Shows great understanding and is eager to make things work for the greater good. He or she perceives the world in terms of possibilities. The water person thinks of community, relations, love, and harmony. And it is also understood in the Dagara culture, one of the reasons why water people are so essential and critical, and especially today, more than ever, is because they have the ability to be peacemakers and reconcile the unreconcilable. Yeah. Juanita says, yes, reconcile the unreconcilable. Yeah. The water cleanses and brings peace. And so water helps us grieve and reconcile the unreconcilable. Water is therefore also grief, among other causes. Grief arises from recognizing the loss that occurs from our failure to notice. And grief comes also from recognizing the wide gap between what is possible and the impossibility of getting there. The salted taste of tears of grief is the cleansing taste of reconciliation, of the desire to reconcile, because water cleanses and washes away the impurities of our failures. And I added to that our heart brokenness. Yeah, very, very powerful. So, this notion of releasing, being able to release, and really reconciling the fact that we may not have been paying enough attention, you know. Of course, is associated with a loss, either of a person, a job, things like that. But I love how the Dagara also like kind of laser beam on how else grief does show up for us. And that's really important. And so I wanted to share this quote from Malidoma, who also was a water person. He was born in 1956. Many people in the Western world walk around like time bombs, loaded with contradictory emotions that are often so hard to articulate that the individual is dangerous to themselves and to their surroundings. Perhaps first among these emotions is grief. In this culture, the challenge of confronting overwhelming grief must be considered the most crucial task, requiring the reconciling energy of water. Yeah, very powerful there. And just think about how one of the major and horrific events that opens up 2026 is a woman losing her life in Minnesota in conflict with a law enforcement team. And, that is something to grieve, something to grieve. And for the person that shot her, which I found out was a military veteran, There's a need for reconciliation between him and his self, because when you take someone's life, that is not a little thing. This isn't like watching an action movie or a Marvel movie, or one of those detective shows. No, it is really, really one of the most painful things anyone would have to experience in their life. It is not an easy thing. Yeah. And so just to notice that already we are in need of the water, we are in need of giving ourselves permission to grieve. Yeah. And so this water year, gives us the opportunity for that. And it's important for us to just have a consciousness, a mindfulness about grief and grieving, and also about peacemaking. Again, the monks, doing their thing, doing their walk for peace, telling people to wake up every morning and write down, today is going to be my peaceful day. So really churning it up so that it's on our minds, it's in our tongues, we're speaking it, we're thinking about it. And the energy of this water year is definitely designed for that. Um, I also want to say that folks who are of the element of water, and again, that's if you're born in a 1 year or a 6 year, meaning the last number of your birth year. So 61, 66, 2006, you are peacemakers. You are peacemaking. That might not be the experience that you got early on, um, but it is the essence that you carry into this world. It is one of your gifts, talents, and genius that you're able to make peace and just be about peace, just thinking about it, wanting to see things resolved, wanting to see things reconciled. And so we're in a culture, Western culture, where friar people like me have been really ruling over stuff because there's so many of us. So many people were born in the year 1957, 1947, 1952. Those were it was a baby boom time. So there's a lot of fire people out there. And we really need a balance because the fire is out of control. Consuming everything, and it doesn't know how to stop. It's angry all the time, and it doesn't know how not to be angry. So we need the water people stepping up and into the truth of who they are, and to really step into leadership at home and in the world, of being able to really help people learn about peacemaking. And that includes forgiveness, that includes being still, that includes slowing down. Yeah. And again, you water people, I just want to tell you, I know you know how to do that. Like me as a fire person, I know how to get things started up and how to get things running. Nobody has to tell me that. So I don't have to tell you. I just want to really validate and encourage you to be in the truth of who you are, because the world needs you. We need to see you. We need to hear you. Again, you don't have to be on a platform, but I'm talking about in your personal life. People need to hear from you because it's time. It is time. Absolutely. And dear Sister Queen Noor says, thank you, Queen Jojapa. We are all being called to bring the water life home. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Queen. Yeah, very important. And so, in addition to this being a water year, numerologically, it is a 1 year. Yeah, because when you add up the 2 and the 2 and the 6, you get 10, and then it comes down to a 1. I heard somebody also promoting the 10 year, but um, that's okay. But I like going just from 1 to 9, because last year was an ending. And now we're at a point where we're going to have energy coming in for us to have this new beginning. When somebody was talking about the 10, they were saying, oh, the zero means creation, but the one can stand for that as well. It doesn't leave out creation. It's really just saying something new. So here's some information for you about the energy of the universal one. This year invites us to live a new story with happy endings. After the emotional closure and unraveling of 2025's universal year 9, a year of endings, closure, and letting go, 2026 arrives as a universal one, the beginning of an entirely new 9-year numerology cycle that will unfold through 2034. Whoa. Year one represents initiation, identity, courage, and creation. It's the spark that lights the fire, and whatever is ignited now has the potential to shape the next 9 years of your life. This year doesn't ask us to heal the past, it asks us to choose who we are becoming next. If 2025 felt like a dissolving, a shedding of old identities, relationships, or structures, 2026 is the moment we step forward and say, this is mine to create. Love it. This isn't about rushing or forcing momentum. It's about taking intentional first steps toward the life you truly want. Don't be afraid to dream big this year, darling. And I mean big. No vision is too ambitious to begin now. Whew, how wonderful. Wonderful. Now, why this year feels different. Universal year one often arrives with a noticeable energetic shift. After years of processing, reflecting, and releasing, many people feel a renewed sense of motivation, sometimes paired with nervousness or self doubt. This is normal. Year one requires courage because it places us back at the center of our lives. The one is the only number that has to do with the self, after all, and there's no past cycle to lean on yet. We're writing our story from a blank page right now. Collectively, this can look like new leadership, fresh ideas, innovation, and the birth of systems that feel more aligned with where humanity is headed next. On a personal level, it may show up as a new career path, creative projects, relationships, or a stronger sense of self direction. Yeah, it's wonderful. And how to work with this universal energy. The most important thing to understand about year one is this: what we begin now carries long term weight. This year favors self leadership, authenticity, and originality. You don't need permission, but you do need to stay present. If things feel slow at first, trust that the momentum builds over time. Year one is about planting, not harvesting. 2026 isn't asking you to become someone new. It's asking you to act on who you already know you are. I have to repeat that. 2026 isn't asking you to become someone new. It's asking you to act on who you already know you are. Your job is to trust yourself enough to go for it. This is the year to claim what you know deep down is already yours. When approached consciously, Universal Year One can be one of the most empowering phases of the numerology cycle. The key is intention. What you begin now isn't just about this year, it's about the story you're writing for the next 9 years. Woohoo! And this information is from Caitlin Carehart numerologist. She does a really great job. Yeah, amazing, amazing. Hey, Tracy. She said she made it here. Hello, good people. Wonderful. Always a pleasure to have you here. You're amazing. So, number one, number one, I think it's also an opportunity for us to really do that self validation that I was talking about last year, but to use that. Um, we went through that collectively because, and this isn't about separating ourselves out with the one. Mm-mm. This is about really being our authentic self, being full with ourselves, being self full so that we have something to share with others, something to share with the collective. We're not going to be empty, pulling and siphoning and draining off of other people's stuff and energy. No, this is about I am ready to step into the truth of who I am and to keep learning that. But I'm ready to take responsibility and hold myself accountable for who I am. I'm not gonna make that somebody else's work. Yeah, no more codependency. I'm done. I'm ready to step into one, and then I can be interdependent. So very, very powerful energy. And again, this whole notion of things being new, when you have that choice to try something new, to do something new, to hear something new, let yourself have it. Let yourself have it because this is a year for, again, living the truth of who you are. Yeah. And again, back to that dream big, really, really dream big. I can't tell you how important that is. Absolutely. And you'll notice here that there is this fire energy attached to the one, that spark, getting started up in this water year. And you're going to notice that when I go into the Chinese astrology, there is this need for the yin and the yang, to be in balance, the fire and the water to be in balance. That's why I was calling in the water people, calling in the water people, and also calling in our, as Noor said, we all have that water too to really grow your water. If you're a fire person like me, I really need to be working on getting my nervous system more at peace, more settled down, not to be so ready to go into reaction, but to really know that I have a choice and I can be more calm about it. Yeah. So I find it very, very fascinating how that is going on. So let's go into the Chinese astrology. The year of the fire horse. And it starts on February the 17th, which is, I'll give you some really, it's powerful information about it. Starting on the 17th is amazing. And we will be in the year of the horse all the way until February the 5th, 2027. Yeah, very powerful. And so here's the energy of this red fire horse. In 2026, Lunar New Year falls on February 17th, kicking off the 16-day Spring Festival that ends on March 3rd. As we leave behind the introspective and intuitive year of the snake, the year of the horse gallops in with vibrant and fiery energy, symbolizing adventure, vitality, and momentum. The horse is the seventh animal in the zodiac order. And according to the Chinese mythology, the order of the zodiac animals was decided by a great race held by the Jade Emperor. The clever snake coiled around the horse's hoof, managing to finish the race ahead of the horse and causing the horse to fall into seventh place. Unlike the cautious and introspective snake, the horse embodies enthusiasm, speed, and fieriness, bringing a year focused on bold moves and exploration. Wow, 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 wow. So here's some key characteristics of the fire horse year. The energy is intense, action oriented, passionate, and restless. Themes: courage, forward movement, self expression, breaking traditions, and embracing adventure. Opportunities: breakthroughs in work and love, but requires balance, self awareness, and steady planning. Challenges: potential for impulsiveness, needing mindfulness to avoid overthinking or rash decisions. See that? That's that call for the water energy. Yes. And how to use the energy: one, embrace movement, take bold steps, and act on goals. Balance fire energy with the water elements like fountains, and keep clutter minimal to allow good energy to flow. Yeah. Yeah, it's just very, very, delicious of how we get this need for this balance, it's a fire horse, but it's like, the water the horse gotta drink some water, so you can slow down, let the horse have his water, and then you can start again. And then, like it said in the one, it's about, taking bold steps, but you can take him one step at a time. Because, the horse can actually, he can stroll, he can go one step at a time, a little trot, he ain't got to be racing all the time. But it's just about the movement and again, the flow. Is really, really, really powerful. And so the fire horse year emphasizes independence. There's that one. Bold change, increased social opportunities, and creative self expression. Wow. Wow. I just love this picture. I was so glad I could use it. Just love this picture. And then when I was on the phone talking to my great nephew, Mr. Adrian, if he's listening, um, he said to me, "Don't we have a solar eclipse coming up in February?" And I was like, let me check and see. And sure enough, so, the 2026 year of the fire horse is welcomed by a ring of fire solar eclipse. It's called an annular solar eclipse. This new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius signifies powerful new beginnings focused on innovation, community, humanitarian efforts, challenging norms, and urging radical authenticity. This celestial phenomenon marks the start of a Leo Aquarius eclipse cycle for major growth and calling for bold, visionary action in your personal and collective life. And what that Leo Aquarius eclipse cycle means, we've got 4 eclipses coming up in 2026, and it will evolve either Aquarius or Leo when it's happening. Yeah, it's going to be a full moon. I think that's a full moon eclipse will be in Leo in March. It's a potent time for launching unique projects, connecting with like minded groups, and embracing spiritual transformation through new ideas. Wow. Wow. You can't make this stuff up. It's just amazing. So the horse is going to come right through that ring of fire in the sky. Yeah, it's really, really powerful energy. Absolutely. And I believe that the monks walking to Washington, D.C. may actually get to DC by the 17th. And I think that's kind of part of their timing. They want to be there for this new year that's opening up in the Chinese astrology. Yeah. So that will be phenomenal. It would be phenomenal. Yeah. Now, in Master Chen Yi Lin's quote that I gave you, there was some more information, and I just wanted to share this with you because I think, again, it's so phenomenal. As it says, again, this is this once in a lifetime opportunity, profound, transformation that's coming. Every 60 years, cosmic energies align in a rare configuration that opens a portal where ordinary rules don't apply. Just like Three Eyes Atlas, that divine messenger, the ordinary rules don't apply to him about being a comet or her about being a comet, right? The last gateway was 1966, and the next won't arrive until 2086. And I did a little research and looked up, okay, what was going on? What was happening in 1966, especially around the civil rights movement? And it said that what happened is the Black Power movement shows up, and there's actually begins to be uh, coordination and a communication between what Martin Luther King and the original freedom walkers were doing, but also the SNCC group and the Black Panthers. They all start talking and beginning to coordinate, and again they realize we're all in this together, we're doing the same thing. So we can see some of that going on this year with the groups around peacemaking in the world, around addressing the corruption in the world. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And in his message, he goes on to say that during this window, what normally takes years can happen in months. Fate can be changed. Karmas can be cleansed at an accelerated rate. Lifespan can be extended. Fortune can dramatically shift. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. So you want some hope and encouragement and some enthusiasm, like it's there in that message, which I think is just, you know, it's just blessing to know that the universe is in our corner. Universe has our back big time. We just have to believe it. We just have to believe it. Yeah. Yeah. Watch that over and over again if you need to, if you need help believing it, because it's just when you read those words, it's like, oh my God, oh my God. Now, you know how much I like movies, so I could not give you horse movies to watch during the year of the horse to help cement more of what the horses represent. And you'll see in these movies, they're mostly about race horses, but there's one or two in there that's not. But here they are. Judge Apat's pick for horse movies for the Fire Horse year. The first one is um, Hidalgo. I love this movie because it involves an ancestor scene like nothing I'd ever seen on screen before, and other people. I mean, they just nailed it about how the ancestors come out of the fire. Fire is a portal for them. And you'll see that scene in there. You'll know it. You won't forget it. It is so powerful. Viggo Mortensen's, this was his first film after doing Lord of the Rings, and it's really, really well done. The great Omar Sharif is in it, which is always a pleasure to see him on screen. What an incredible actor he was. The next one is Seabiscuit. If you have never seen Seabiscuit, see Seabiscuit. It's so powerful in so many ways. But again, the spirit of these horses is what I love, how these filmmakers were able to capture the souls of these horses. It is so amazing. Now, Secretariat, I have not seen, but I've seen good reviews from it. And I know a couple of people that have seen it and said it's good. But again, another horse race movie about against the odds, against the odds. Now, I wanted to give you some classic film movies, and the one with the horse that I think is really powerful is National Velvet. It's Elizabeth Taylor when she was a young teen. I think she might only have been 12 when she made this, but it is really, really powerful. And it's one of those good old MGM movies, wholesome and good for family. Yes, there will be tears. But it's wonderful, and she does such a great acting job. She was amazing, amazing kid. And then the Black Stallion, the Black Stallion, and there's several versions of it that are out there, but I'm pretty sure that they're all good. I've seen this one, but, um, I don't think I've seen the most recent one. But again, another really, really powerful story and about the spirit of the horse. And then there's Spirit, the movie that DreamWorks made about a horse, and it involves the First Nations people, which I think is really great. I have seen it. I don't fully remember it, but I do remember that I was very impressed. I thought it was really well done and really wonderful that, again, it was a focus on First Nations people. And then, last but not least, is War Horse. And I want to tell you the truth. I have not watched this movie yet because I just can't. I just can't see, my nervous system can't take a horse being in war, but this is about World War One, and again, really good reviews. It's a Steven Spielberg film, very well done, but I haven't got the heart yet to watch it because I know I'm just gonna be crying the whole time. I'm just like, "Oh my god. Oh my god." But it's, yeah, again, about the horse and the spirit of the horse against incredible odds, yeah. So, I hope that helps, and again, during the year to kinda take a look at these really great movies featuring horses and really great messages in them, and just something more to help spark, what the fire horse energy is for you personally, yeah. Hey, Divine Aries. She said, glad to catch me live. I'm glad you caught me live. Oh, so, my dears, there you have it for the annual New Year's message. Of course, I want to leave you also with a quote from Mama Sarah, my dear friend who I lived with for the last 3 years of her nonagenarian life. At the time, she was 96 when she crossed over. And Miss Sarah said, don't keep talking about the problem. Focus on what you want. And there she is with her little sassy self. She was just an amazing, amazing human being that really sparked so much joy in so many people. She was very giving and loving person. Yeah. And I also want to leave this with you as something to keep in mind about working with these energies of 2026. And that is what if, as Marvel did in their animation, what if, what if, so whatever it is that you are thinking and holding about, oh, this can't happen, or it's going to turn out bad, it's never going to, wherever it is that you're kind of stuck at a wall, just ask yourself, what if that isn't what's going to happen? What if something wonderful is going to happen? What if, yeah, what if it's going to really be okay? That's so important. Such an important mindset for us to hold on to. Yeah. Hey, Robbie. She said, thank you for your wisdom, Miss Sarah. I know she's watching right now. She was my biggest fan. Let me tell you, she was my biggest fan. So yeah, she appreciate that, Robbie. Absolutely. Definitely saying thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. And so, my dears, as always, I want to close out with a shout out to all my regular viewers and listeners, all of you who have wisdom walked with me, and you know who you are, or those who are wisdom walking with me now on a one on one basis. To my family here in the Midwest and to those on both coasts, to my spiritual kin and medicine brothers and sisters around the world, and those who are listening in or watching for the first time. Thank you. Big thank you. I couldn't do this without you and your willingness to listen, to watch, and to walk your wisdom. I'm so grateful to be of service to you in this way, and I thank you for your commitment to self mastery. Yeah, yeah. We can't do it alone. So here's what I got coming up for the rest of January. I am going to do the astrology for these 3 days of 14 aspects coming up this Friday, January 17th. And I'll be able to share with you what's going on for that Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Martin Luther King Day. Very, very powerful energy. So those, it's like you'll be getting downloaded. So don't be surprised if you feel tired, out of sorts, walking in circles, whatever. But just know there's no way 14 aspects can be happening up in the cosmos and we not feel it. And then I'll give you the end of the astrology for the month on Sunday, January 18th. And then on Sunday, January 25th, I will showcase the annual collective commitments. And I will also be giving you information to do your personal commitments, to give you support with that, as I have done in the past. Yeah, wonderful. And Daphne's Friday the 16th. Okay, Friday the 16th. I knew I wrote that wrong, that the Saturday is the 17th, but I'm going to do the live stream on Friday. And that's your birthday. Wow. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Almost Aquarius. You're right on that cusp there. Right on the cusp. And so I also want to remind you, as I talk about them and have been talking about them, will be talking about them because I'm virtually walking with them. Please pray for the Buddhist monks and Aloka, the Buddhist dog, walking for peace. They just got into Columbia, South Carolina, at the state capitol yesterday, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. The crowds have swollen, and it's just delicious to see. And people are accepting the message of peace. They're crying, they're singing. It's absolutely amazing. And there's lots of videos out online. They have a website on Facebook, which is Walk for Peace 2026. I think they put the year behind it, but otherwise it's Walk for Peace. They're on Instagram. And it's phenomenal, and it's historic. It's an historic event, not just for the United States, but for the world. So just to pay attention. And I saw somebody reporting about, yeah, he said, I visited the Walk of Peace and it wasn't peaceful. And I didn't even listen to that video because what he's talking about is how people are crazy around it, you know? I'm sure, everybody want to be in the front. There's probably pushing and some shoving going on, whatever. But that doesn't take away from the energy of what they have and what they're sharing with us and with the world. And that to me is what it's really, really about. Some of my promos, again, Queen Reverend Adara, her Heart for Healing service. I did it last Wednesday. She is amazing. Again, the first and third Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. It's free. Go to our website, spiritismylife.com, and click on events. If you want to get an experience of just, getting still and going in, having somebody do a beautiful meditation and loving and encouraging words. And then Juanita and Amy, their book, The Inner Ground Railroad, a 40-day journey to remembering soul and spirit. And they use the Dagara medicine wheel and take you through a water week and a fire week. And it's just really, really, really lovely. Juanita's amazing, an amazing water person. Yeah. She really has taught me so much about forgiveness in a way I never could have done on my own. So. And then, of course, my book, Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery, still available. Amazon, Kindle, Abe's Books, Thrift Books, all of that. And again, I ain't gonna say nothing about the next one, but it's coming. It's really coming. They have to give me some more stuff, and then I can then I can get it out. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're so welcome, my dear. You're so welcome. So Last but not least, I want to thank my God, my ancestors, my spirit guides, loving entities, everything that walks with me, keeps my head to the sky, my feet to the ground, and my heart open to do this important work with and for all of you. Now, have a happy and safe nature week. And Tracy says she a nature person, so this is your week, darling, of energy. Welcoming change with courage and curiosity. Now continue to strengthen your immune system. There's this flu thing going around. Carry a mask with you. So if you see people coughing or something, you're in a tight space or in a supermarket, even put that mask on. Yeah. Protect your nervous system by praying for others versus taking on their pain. And most importantly, my darlings, do remember that you are not disposable. Why? Because you are divine. Good night now.